याद है? याद नहीं है टॉपिक्स आज के सच्ची? हाँ क्या क्या? ग्राउंड डिफरेंट ठीक है। Atmosphere. Mixing of control surfaces भी cover किया है। Mounting angles, doing mounting angles. Aspect ratio के डाउट्स लगे थे, but हाँ ठीक है। Anyways, आज के सेशन में क्या कुछ प्रिपेयर करके आने के लिए बोला था, क्या बोला था? तो I will start firstly with tail configs. सब लोग ने tail configs सारे किए राइट? मैं सबको बोला था असाइनमेंट दिया था essentially कि सबको tail configs करना है. I'll just pick someone randomly and tell them to explain our tail config. ठीक है? ठीक है शुभम मोदी. खड़े हो. Tell me, draw the conventional tail design and try to explain it. Conventional. Draw it from you. Right. So, right. So this is a conventional tail. Does everyone agree to this? Why is it called a conventional tail?
Connected to
That's it. कोई रीजन है कन्वेंशनल बुलाने का इसको? कोई और नहीं? Exactly. It is one of the most used designs. That is why it's a conventional tail. Anything that isn't used as much is a non-conventional thing. Words. Anyways, explain. क्या है इसमें? क्या? Why? What happens in this way?
Vertical से ये रहता है. ये center है.
Right, exactly. So, what are its advantages? Wait, what are its advantages? The advantage क्या होगा? Why do most airplanes use this?
Easy to manufacture.
Stability.
What stability?
Longitudinal and lateral.
How so?
Because of the
How will I get stability in this as compared to, like, say for example, if I just had this? Why is this set to be more stable?
balancing the motion.
How so?
For that the movement is a bit longer.
For that?
Not sure.
Center of gravity मैं इससे भी maintain कर लूँगा. You just have to design a plane accordingly. मतलब what a distance from the tail to the main part is, that you can adjust. Go adjust the I can design a plane and make this work. And a lot of planes do make this work. So why is this conventional? Why do people not use that?
That one will act like dihedral angle when it goes, like the plane if it goes like this. Then it might this it might help it to straighten it back, but this one might get over it.
Kind of. So what he's saying is कि when your plane turns over, right? When your plane turns over, this might act as a dihedral and might help in stability. Whereas ये roll होगा तो ये और roll होने का try करेगा. Does everyone agree to that? Why so? ये और इसमें क्या problem है? Like is that an actual answer? Like सब लोग believe करते हैं कि ये roll होगा it will give it ये roll होगा तो it will give a dihedral effect, whereas this will just roll more. See, think. Your fuselage is right here. Now work with the stability and moments thing.
Details have स्टॉल करेगा तो उसका एक रीजन में लाइक करेगा ना उसका एलिवेटर तो ज़्यादा तो अपना एलिवेटर कंट्रोल हम लोग यूज़ कर देंगे डिटेल में इन दैट केस
Okay, so we have a new name here. This is T-tail, right? T-tail, and this is conventional. Conventional, yeah, so we can call it inverted T, right? Because it is an inverted T. So what did Hayek say?
when we are stalling
Uh,
then that elevators will lie in the weak region and therefore we'll use elevator first control.
right, pretty much that's. Conventional ka see conventional also lies in the weak region. Yeah, I'll tell you about this fact. Conventional ka also the conventional tail can also come in the weak region. So how is this better or this better? कौन सा better है पहले वो बता मैं. Why? Because but I can make the horizontal vertical as big as I want. I can increase its effectiveness by increasing the rudder area. मतलब देख मेरा stabilization तो ऐसा रहा. Instead of giving इतना area, I'll just give इतना area rudder के लिए. Problem solved.
The joint is more strong than the conventional.
What the
Joint.
the joint?
The fuselage.
Exactly. That is one good point. So this will have more structural integrity because it is directly fitted in onto your fuselage. Where is this mounted? So it is not only a load bearing component. You need to have things related to your structural members, and that is why this is connected directly to your fuselage. So all of the forces that are being distributed from the stabilizer go into her. So structural integrity goes up. Even Radhika was saying that, right?
Does it support the fuselage?
Just give me a second. The wake. Okay, we'll get back to that. Okay.
Does it support the fuselage? Because it is electric.
Okay. So all of the other members are generally supported by a fuselage. So fuselage is a main structural member. Think of it as like this room. This room has certain.
Force affects the entire body.
Exactly. This room has structural members and then it has like a cupboard in between. Now the cupboard isn't supporting the room. The room is supporting the cupboard. So even if they are interconnected, one member supports the other. This is a concept that Fuselage will be able to tell you in way more depth, and that is something that you need to take care when designing an airplane. You can't just say कि oh T-tail looks more has more roll control तो मैं वो use करूँगा. You can't do that because यहाँ पर it will be at this point. What will tend to happen if you have a weak vertical stabilizer? Yeah, it might break off. It might break off in high crosswinds. That is the reason why commercial jets use this because of its reliability, because of its structural integrity. When something is connected to a main structural member, the chances of it failing is low, and the speeds and the altitudes that they fly at is very high as compared to where a T-tail is used. Where have you seen a T-tail?
Smaller jets.
Mainly smaller jets. Mainly smaller jets. हाँ, exactly. उसमें भी use होता है because they do not demand the kind of safety. Well, I'll just make one thing clear. In commercial jets, you need safety over anything else because passengers cannot die. Cargo can crash out, cargo can fall, that's fine. There is no loss of life. When there is loss of life involved, there is huge repercussions on either end, on the airlines, on the people who even certify the aircraft. So generally speaking, all commercial aircraft do go for a conventional tail. Okay, that is the general rule of thumb. Now I'll just tell you something. Radhika, Hetvi, you were talking about the wake, right? Which of these two conflicts like what is weight exactly? पहले तो वो बता.
Wait.
Weight. Oh, weight. तो किसका weight higher रहेगा? Why?
Because it has the motor that stabilizer has the motor.
Exactly. So the weight will be higher again. So again, commercial just don't want more weight. They want more people. So 50 किलो आठ का नहीं हो जाए, तुम लोग 50 किलो में बैठो. That is something that they want. They want to maximize their profits, and they want to burn less fuel. So essentially, it is mainly about the motives of why you are creating an aircraft. We design our aircraft in a different philosophy because we have a different motive. We do not design it like a commercial aircraft because that wouldn't work for us at least. For them it does. For us it doesn't. ठीक है. तो मेनली अभी यहाँ पर कल ही मंथन ने जो डाला था स्टॉल एंड डीप स्टॉल का, किसी को समझा वो कुछ, किसने रिसर्च किया उसके बारे में? बिकॉज उस टर्म माइट हैव इजीली कम अप, उन्होंने सर्च किया रहेगा.
Stall at a particular angle of attack.
Why does stall occur firstly?
Because we make the angle of attack so high कि wind is not able to completely go downwards, and then there's a point where it almost get
तो आधा
dives,
effect
right?
पड़ेगा और velocity
Exactly.
It almost
Like the wing stops working almost. So like that's the stall nature. Like effects कम हो जाते हैं and the air doesn't stay with the wing as much.
ठीक है.
Turbulence.
ठीक है. तो similar to this, it reaches a stagnation point where the angle of attack cannot be increased further, right? If the angle of attack is increased further, you go into stall because the effectiveness of our wing is totally gone because of the drag.
And it is spinning upwards and one stall is more.
These are the secondary effects of stall, but mainly we'll talk about why stall occurs and what. So you saw a term called as deep stall or super stall in that, right? Fourth picture में था. This is deep stall, super stall. What does that mean?
It's not when the elevator stops working
But why?
because of the weight and
But why? That's the whole point. Sorry, come.
also turbulent though. So
Mhm.
it's pointless.
But deep stall. ठीक है. Explain the concept of deep stall. Why is it called deep stall and not just stall? Because stall में also elevators का effectiveness goes away.
स्टॉल हो गया, then it will lose, lift नहीं होगा, तो पैराबोलिक पाथ ट्रैवल करेगा, तो उसका जो एंगुलर इफेक्टिव वो नीचे होगा, and therefore we call it deep stall क्योंकि वो नीचे है. फिर we can recover from that उसको thrust लेके वो points है deep stall के या super stall.
ठीक है. Okay. I'll explain the concept of deep stall. I don't want you guys to be more confused regarding this, so I'll just explain it to you. थोड़ा complex है, but I think you'll be able to easily understand. So, say for example, this is your fuselage, this is your wing, ठीक है, and this is your tail, right? Now, what is happening is you're currently traveling at a cruising path, ठीक है, सीधा लाइन में travel कर रहे हो, the wind flows like this, and goes नीचे, अभी, ठीक है, but say for example, you increased your angle of attack and you are traveling upwards. So what happens is, abhi ke liye these diagrams aren't very great, but I'll try to explain this concept. So what happens is, यहाँ पर there is a essential blind spot जहाँ से ना, like your horizontal को कोई हवा नहीं लग रही है, because there is disturbed air, there is a kind of disturbed airflow. Your horizontal is in a blind spot, right? This blind spot, मतलब there is no free flowing air. So is the elevator generating downforce? The elevator is completely useless at this point. That is one difference between stall and deep stall. During deep stall, elevators will become totally ineffective, and I'll tell you why. So now your obvious reaction would be decrease the angle of attack, try to pitch down, right? But that doesn't happen actually. Why doesn't it happen?
elevator is you can't decrease that.
Huh?
You can't decrease that because elevators are not working.
Elevators aren't working, exactly. The elevator effectiveness is lost. So even if you try an elevator pitch down, what happens is it will try to मतलब इस case में क्या होगा, the elevator will go up, right, and it will try to balance it out. But since the air यहाँ पर this is a region of full wake, fully turbulent air, so the air is flowing like in a turbulent path. So you are mainly on turbulent air, right? Wing wake is very turbulent and it doesn't allow you to even enter and like stabilize. So what it will do is it will try to push you back down. So either you won't be able to only go into that kind of a motion where you will correct. So you are not currently able to pitch down. फिर क्या करोगे? पिच अप करने का ट्राई करोगे ना? क्यों? पिच अप क्यों नहीं करोगे?
और ब्लफ करेगा।
हाँ?
और ब्लफ करेगा।
तो
और ब्लफ करेगा।
नहीं, और ब्लॉक बनेगा तो फिर क्या?
फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा।
पिच अप कर सकता है तो? some kind of air might leak in. चल तूने assume कि तूने pitch up किया, करने का try किया, but वो हुआ भी. Why won't you pitch up? The main fundamental reason why you won't pitch up right now. This is just a theoretical situation. Why won't you pitch up in this scenario? Exactly, it is already at a high angle of attack. Why are you increasing your angle of attack and making it stall more? What do you do in a stall maneuver? You're essentially like this. You want to get the control back. So, अगर कोई GTA खेला है यहाँ पर, ठीक है? Most people haven't played it, but what happens is when you fly an airplane in GTA, and we just do random shit because it's GTA, right? So you just try to fly ऐसा. What happens is it stalls. So what happens? अभी thrust है, but I've legit lost my effectiveness. So it will just automatically go nose down because that is what stall does. It makes you need to pitch down. If you don't, the plane just loses effectiveness and it will try to go down until it stabilizes. So until there is good fresh incoming flow, you're stalled, and at this point your drag is very high. Remember that your drag is very high, so your thrust effectiveness is gone. So जो thrust तुम लोगों को मिल रहा था, वो कम हो गया, and it will just go away in case you try to pitch up even more. So, क्या? हाँ, but at that kind of an angle of attack where you're maybe like 20-25 degrees in, you won't have any kind of thrust to support your to essentially support your drag because you aren't generating any lift. Your body is so draggy at this point, your wind just hits and it goes down. इधर का पूरा part, almost 75% of your, I'm just exaggerating it, but almost 75% of your airfoil isn't generating any lift. Secondly, you have your blind spot here, so you aren't generating any kind of downforce. So what you're doing at this point is you're just flying nothing because there isn't no flight, there is no thrust, there is just drag and there is just weight. So going to go down because drag and weight make you fall. Coming back to deep stall, the phenomenon is that when you are in a blind spot, mainly when the horizontal stabilizer is in a blind spot, your turbulence is so much that it doesn't allow you to pitch down, and that is when deep stall occurs. And deep stall recovery is very difficult because you have lost your rudder effectiveness. You cannot pitch down. You cannot go any faster. You are just going slowly at this point, and to recover from it, you need to be at a very high elevation, and you will essentially just drop down about 10,000 feet easily if you want to recover to this level. So deep stall is something that is very, very, very prominent in inverted T-tails. So the tail that I had just shown you, inverted T-tails, में deep stall बहुत easily occur होता है. So why are people still using this? I just told you we need safety. बहुत unsafe है ना. Deep stall हो गया, तो it's firstly a very difficult job to do, and secondly people will pass out due to motion sickness, whatever it is. Like they won't be able to handle the G forces. There is huge amount of G forces in a plane that is going through turbulence itself. Turbulence experience क्या होगा if you start in a flight. So imagine that times 10 because you are essentially just in turbulent air and now you're pitching down, going at full speed with no effectiveness. Very unsafe aircraft. Why am I contradicting my point? Why are people still using this in commercial aircraft?
In commercial aircraft, they are not going to create the attack.
So protecting angle.
Simple. हम लोग वो एंगल फटाक जाएंगे ही नहीं ना. ये हाई एंगल फटाक कभी आएंगे? Take off पे भी आएंगे, but take off पे you don't go to 20-25s. You go to maybe 10s or maybe 15s. Your operational range doesn't exceed your airfoil का range. That is something that you need to be very wary of. When looking at this graph, you intuitively think कि इसका इधर स्टॉल होगा, तो मतलब मैं ये एयरफॉइल सिलेक्ट नहीं करूँगा. No, you look at where your 5 degrees or 10 degrees is, and you decide, this is my operational range. ठीक है, this is the only part that I'll be using. I won't even be using this, and I have some buffer space even if I do. In the worst case scenario, you might have to. Generally, aircraft do not pitch up when cruising. But in case if they have to pitch up very high to certain heights, there is still a buffer here that you can use. So be wary of what you're using your aircraft for as well. Okay? So now we've talked about this. What is the solution? What is the solution for you?
हर एक इसके लिए अलग होता है. For example, 15 से ज़्यादा exceed नहीं होना चाहिए. Like for
We'll just teach you. We'll be teaching it to you in the next session. But yes, every airfoils have different CL characteristics, CD characteristics. Like सबका see now we have discussed, right, cambered versus non-cambered में क्या difference होता है. These generate lower lift, so इनका CL value will be lower because at a specific angle of attack they'll be able to generate lesser lift. Lesser lift equal to lesser CL. Coefficient of lift is directly dependent on lift. वो है, there's a lot of characteristics and we'll be covering that in the next session itself. But yeah, this is an interesting thing that you had. Any other doubts regarding this, regarding the inverted T, regarding superstall?
normal stall से recover करने के लिए कितनी
Normal stall से recover करने के लिए difficulty होती है, but the drop in altitude isn't significant because your effectiveness of your elevators isn't lost totally. You still have the presence of air near your elevators and you can kind of make your elevator go down. So that's that.
deep stall में elevator effect होता है, super stall में क्या होता है?
Deep superstall में भी elevators effect होते हैं, but their effectiveness is totally zero. So इधर समझो stall में your effectiveness drops down to 20%. You won't have any effectiveness in deep stall. So your elevators are rendered useless. When your one big moment generating element is rendered useless, you're pretty much screwed. If you're at a lower height, if you're at a height that is good enough, it is still recoverable, but it's really difficult. Stall recovery is also pretty difficult. बहुत experienced pilots नहीं कर सकते. So that is the reason why you have a senior pilot and a co-pilot, because in case of any scenarios, they will be needed. Normally, pilots do not do anything. They just have autopilot paths on and cruise. Cruising में your angle of attack isn't more than a degree or so. Very honestly speaking, cruising में your initial mounting angle will be something like that is what we call angle of incidence, right? Angle of incidence is the angle at which the wing is mounted to the fuselage. So if the fuselage has a reference line like this, and when the wing थोड़ा सा टेढ़ा mount किया, like it has an effective angle of attack पहले से of this 2 degrees, that is an AOI. So planes decide this according to their moment equations. उन लोग का design process totally अलग रहता है. We will have moment equations and everything discussed soon. But anyways, getting back to topic, do you have any other doubts regarding this? Any other doubts regarding this? ठीक है. So now I just proved to you कि now I just said कि this was a problem, you solved it. But still, in case like अभी I want to design a aircraft that isn't susceptible to deep stall. What do I do? Place your tail higher. If you place it higher, wing weight इधर से जाएगा. This will have clean air. That is the main concept that you need to understand how wind flows. ठीक है? So that is one of the main differences in inverted T and T. और क्यों अच्छा है T tail? और क्यों अच्छा actually let's just talk about inverted T. Why would you choose inverted T?
pitch और access से जा रहे हैं pitch कर रहे हो वो access नहीं है
हाँ I mean ठीक है same axis stability ठीक है we have covered stability. This pitching moment it is significant but it's basically like he's saying कि ये main axis lines जा रहा है, so consider this as a datum line and उधर से जा रहा है सब कुछ, whereas this has another moment that you'll have to consider. तो actually इससे ज़्यादा moments मिलेंगे देखो, but ठीक है pitching moments इधर इतने prominent नहीं रहेंगे, but they can just change the size of their rudder. They have a free area to play with. Why else like wind के related ही think of something कि why you would prefer one over the other.
वेक रीजन
वेक हो गया मतलब कवर
Engines अगर fuselage का attach है
क्या अगर अटैच था
engines
इंजन तो फ्यूजलेज को अटैच है
then वो ठीक है
पीछे रहता है
क्यों
पीछे हो गया ना exhaust fuselage का attach then directly
okay ठीक है so the engines can be mounted a bit back or behind when using a T-tail considerable but generally हम लोग CG place करेंगे तो we'll place it near the center, so you preferably don't want your CG to be behind. मतलब थोड़ा behind चलेगा but it's called an aft CG. Again
like inverted T-tail थोड़ा ऊपर wing पे माउंट करते हैं थोड़ा सा ऐसा एंगल
ठीक है वो पॉइंट पे अपन फिर से आते हैं we just cover this mainly. Have you guys heard of prop wash? Prop wash सुना है कभी? Okay, what kind of airplanes do we use? हम लोग क्या बनाते हैं? Propeller based aircraft, right? ठीक है, तो since none of you have heard about prop wash, पहले वो research भी कर लो. That will come in handy to you a lot later on. But अभी I just explain it to you. You can ask this to avionics guys as well. What exactly are the effects of prop wash and everything? But I'll just explain it to you in simpler terms. Propeller क्या रहता है? It's just a blade, right? दो blades रहेंगे that spin and create air behind them, right? They energize air, they push that air behind, which makes them go आगे, right? They cut through that air. They have an airfoil section. We'll be bringing in some propellers later on to show you, but they essentially cut this air, this air. एक minute. Right. So this is a propeller, right? I think तुम लोग ने ये देखा होगा यानी I'll just tell you. I won't be cutting this up, but later on avionics will explain you exactly how it's manufactured, how it's not manufactured, how it's used in an aircraft. I'll just be explaining you why this works. Okay? So if a propeller spins, if you can see its airfoil section, right? Front view से देखने का try करो. It's slightly bent, right? So it is meant to cut the air. Either it's thinner, here is thicker. So it's meant to cut the air similar to what? Similar to what a wing does, right? It's thicker at the start, thinner at the end. So it's essentially just cutting air and making it generate lift, but in a different direction. It is generating a force. Yeah, यहाँ पर I use the word lift, but it's generating a force, but just in a different direction.
Can the properties of a wing be applied to propellers?
See, it's essentially just an airfoil. When you think of any aerodynamic surface, it is just an airfoil of all kinds of different properties. So this is actually an airfoil cut section. When we show it to you cut, you'll see why the properties of a wing can be applied to here. So it has all the aerodynamic properties of what airfoil sections do. Right? Either wing to vortices आती है, it generates lift. But one thing that it does differently is that it is currently spinning. Have you seen spinning propellers anywhere else used as wings? Helicopters are prominent examples of using propellers, essentially they are propellers as their main generating element. So yeah, propellers can work as wings as well. No, not wings,
But with additional
but
problem.
yes. Now I'll explain what the additional thing I meant. So take this at a very grain, with like a very big grain of salt. The thing is कि when you are generating thrust, you are also generating a spiral kind of a motion. So your air is essentially flowing backwards at a higher speed. Because wings also have wings के through भी जब ये ऊपर आ जाती है, it gets energized, right? Similarly, propellers के through जब air जाती है, it gets energized. So what happens is, imagine this is your propeller. It generates air. vortice छोड़ दो अभी के लिए, but it generates a basically like a backward force that makes it propel forward, and this is called as prop wash. Highly energized air by the propeller is called as prop wash. Now, can you tell me, is this a good thing or a bad thing for the plane?
Bad.
Why bad? Okay, who will say bad? पहले we have one, two.
Repeat proportions.
Okay, so what happens is when your propeller is rotating, right? It is essentially cutting through the air. ठीक है? I might not be holding this like अभी के लिए in the perfect thing, but समझो हाँ ठीक है, समझो ऐसा है and it is spinning around, right? Your air is flowing ऐसे and it is getting deflected back and it is getting re-energized. It's getting energized because of what the property of the airfoil is.
Because of the friction between the.
No, what is the first thing that we taught you in airfoils? Why is wind moving faster than that? Right. So your air is moving at an energized faster speed here,
Okay.
and that is why it is creating like a kind of a fast moving airflow just behind the propeller. Now tell me, is this a good thing or a bad thing? अच्छा, okay, who all are saying bad? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 people are saying bad. Others, सब लोग good. कुछ नहीं. I need an answer from everyone. So either choose a side. It's not a maybe answer. Huh? Okay, ठीक है. तो I'm taking सब everyone thinks it's bad. मतलब बाकी 6 लोग को छोड़ के बाकी सब लोग do you think it's bad or it's good? ठीक है. अभी के लिए the people have answered bad. और who 6 were they? ठीक है. तेजस, मृण्मय, कनाद, आर्डन, आदित्य and राधिका. ठीक है. Give me an explanation all each one of you कि why it is bad. हाँ, आर्डन.
Low turbulent flow या
Okay.
Pushing air through the fuselage, right? Drag बढ़ेगा.
ड्रैग बढ़ेगा. ठीक है.
It's not the same.
Similar answer में भी ड्रैग बढ़ेगा.
Same thing, but then again, if the wind proper flows over the tail, it will create instability near the stabilizer.
already energized.
Okay. ठीक है.
Drag बढ़ेगा तो
Thrust कम होगा. ठीक है. You guys now can choose a side. बाकी सब लोग can you all confidently choose a side listening to your peers? क्या नहीं? Still नहीं? ठीक है, चलेगा. I say it's a good thing. Now try to rationalize why I'm saying it's a good thing. Firstly, does anyone of you think it's a good thing? कोई भी? हाँ, why Haryash?
Because पीछे एनर्जाइज होगा ना एयर, तो और एलिवेटर्स को लिफ्ट जनरेट करने का मौका मिलेगा. So we can generate up and down access. And drag का इफेक्ट मतलब प्लेन्स में हम लोग बात करते हैं कमर्शियल में, तो सर engine से side नहीं अच्छा we are not
No, चलो ठीक है सर, हाँ इसका साइड का बोल दिया, ठीक है डन डन।
एनालाइज करते हैं ना एयर को, they don't let the propeller or whatever engine fast move.
That those are different. Let's not talk about commercial aircraft. Let's talk about a normal wing. Like, think of this, right? Think of this. अभी क्या? Can someone rationalize why it would be good?
It also kind of depends on how energized the air is.
It depends on how. Okay, explain.
Energized ना तो बहुत turbulent हो जाएगा.
Okay.
If it's normally मतलब energized, so it will actually even help the wing.
Okay, you guys did read up upon the Reynolds number, right? What is turbulent airflow and what is laminar airflow?
Laminar is smooth airflow, airflow without any proper direction.
Right, ठीक है. तो laminar is somewhat like this, and turbulent is where your air is so fast that it starts creating vortices on itself. Right, this is what happens. So instead of just moving in a straight direction, it also has a rotational component, which is creating the effect of turbulence. खुद में खुद वो eddy currents बनाता है. This is called as eddy currents and vortices. Eddy currents is a word that we'll be using in multiple scenarios. It's even there in electronics, but उसमें थोड़ा different है concept. But here it just means that it is trying to like go so fast and collide with each other कि it is just creating small vortices in itself. ठीक है? Now I'll just tell you one thing. Prop wash is actually good for the aircraft. So what happens in prop wash is your air is actually very flowing pretty laminar. Even if you think it isn't, it is not a wing. It's placed in this kind of structure. So wing में why wing wake occurs is because यहाँ पर flow separation होता है, right? But when you consider a fixed propeller, which is fixed, cannot move, your drag, your drag remains the same. Your dynamic thrust will change. Dynamic and static thrust को फिर से हम लोग cover करेंगे, but your force generating capability is pretty much the same. So what you can do is you can essentially use a propeller which gives you laminar airflow, and that what does it do? It increases the velocity. What does increase in velocity do? It generates more lift. It gives you more effectiveness in specific tails. Which tails are these? Why? मेरे prop wash के बाहर होगा वो tail. My prop wash won't affect this. It will have a cleaner airflow, but my prop wash won't affect this because it is outside my propeller area. When you think of a T-tail, think of it as like here, and your T-tail is actually here. So it's just outside or it's here. The main effects of prop wash are observed the closer you are to the propeller. But provided that you shouldn't have a lot of elements interfering into it as well. So something that you can do is place your your wing is actually placed here. You can place your tail a bit higher. What kind of a tail is that? Cruciform. Crucifixion is something else. Jesus. Right, it is a cruciform tail. So why do you think you would use a cruciform tail? कोई कुछ बोल रहा है आरा से. Okay, ठीक है. Okay, I'll just explain this once. Have you read about Reynolds number first? ठीक है. What does see when I refer to laminar flow here, it means that it is smooth flow and not turbulent flow. ठीक है. By laminar flow, what I mean is, have you guys read up on the ring tail by any chance? the ring kind of tail. ठीक है, पूछूंगा किसी को अभी नहीं. So abhi imagine this spinning around, right? When it spins around, your air is normally passing through like this. Now it gets cut and then it goes back again. So what is happening is it's re-energizing itself. Like the air is being re-energized through the propeller. So when I say laminar flow, do not take it to be as perfectly laminar because it might have some turbulent flow, but it isn't turbulent flow. It is essentially a clean flow. So here I'll use two terms. I'll use dirty air versus clean air. Dirty air versus clean air. So dirty air is one that has a lot of turbulence. What does turbulence mean essentially? Turbulence means it has a lot of vortices. It has a lot of flow that is disturbed. So it doesn't necessarily move in a straight line. But anything that goes through a propeller moves through a straight line because of the characteristics of a propeller. There are multiple characteristics to a propeller. I won't be getting into details here, but definitely if you want to, regarding prop wash, सब कुछ पूछ लेना to events because they will be able to explain it in very detail and very depth. ठीक है? So अभी के लिए just consider कि यहाँ से prop wash सीधा जा रहा है and it is affecting your aerodynamic surfaces behind. Okay? Coming back to it, why do we use cruciform tails?
Has both the advantages of conventionality and
Simple, बस वही था. The answer is that it has both advantages. It's essentially just a compromise between these two tails. ठीक है? तो structural integrity इसकी थोड़ी lower होगी because it might be mounted either to your fuselage का ऊपर का part or it might just be in the air. Like it depends on how far you want to push it up. But you will get more roll, right? You will get more roll. What else will this be better than the conventional tail? Stall recovery will be better. Good. What else? Prop wash even conventional को मिलता, so that isn't मतलब हाँ kind of prop you are in a good region of prop wash because your fuselage isn't directly like जहाँ पर propeller रहेगा, say for example your propeller is a bit bigger than your fuselage, तो इधर वाला prop wash मिलेगा बहुत अच्छे से without any kind of obstructions. Generally what we do is fuselages aren't designed like this, but they are. So as I was saying, your fuselage is actually made in a comparatively aerodynamic structure. तो हम लोग को fuselages का एक PDF भेजा था. उसमें multiple types of fuselages थे. What do you think this will be actually? थोड़ा बाद में discuss करते हैं. ठीक है. This essentially this cruciform tail has both the advantages and minor disadvantages of the T and the inverted T. ठीक है, that is one thing that I want to get you clear. अभी you have to get clear with both the T tail and the inverted T. You have to be clear with both the T and the inverted T to know which of its advantages and which of its disadvantages will be acting more on the cruciform. ठीक है? ठीक है. We'll go on to the next tail. Nimish, explain the V tail to me. Like, how does it look? What are its advantages and disadvantages? Whatever. Come up. Aja. Simple. V-tail is something like this. Nimish, why do you think V-tails are used? Why do you think V-tails are used? Pretty simple, Nimish. हमने last lecture में पढ़ा. Lecture session, whatever you call it. Exactly. So rudder weight is डाल दिया. So what will happen? Controlling easy तो definitely नहीं होता rudder weight से. A pilot needs to be very skilled to have that kind of control to maneuver rudder weight. It's very difficult to control rudder weight. You are not getting anything. पढ़ा था ना आपने? सबने tail conflicts पढ़ा है, right? There's just very obvious things here. ठीक है, आगे से कोई और एक ही पॉइंट बोलना. अनुष्का हाँ. So
मैं ये काम करता हूँ.
ठीक है, नॉर्मली ऐसा रहता है. मैंने सिर्फ इसमें खत्म कर दिया. So what happens?
वेट कम हो जाएगा.
ठीक है, चल वेट कम हो जाएगा, but there is something that is very prominent here. ठीक है, Arden, why is 2 better than 3? Related to okay. Think very simple. Think drag. Exactly, guys. Whenever you think of reducing surfaces, you think of reducing drag. Why else would I create this? I want lesser drag. This has better controllability. Do not get controllability question with this, because when think of everything in terms of a perspective of an engineer, of a designer, and of a pilot. Okay? An engineer is someone who is manufacturing the aircraft, a designer is someone who is designing the aircraft, and a pilot is someone who has to fly the aircraft. These 3 factors come into key when even dealing with Skylab. We have, what do? We design, manufacture, and test out our planes. So think on these 3 aspects why this will be helpful as compared to this. ठीक है, आदित्य बोल.
इसमें विंग वेट और स्टॉल का क्या इफेक्ट है? एलिवेटर सर माउंटेन करो तो
तू ही बता. पहले तो एलिवेटर्स किधर डालूंगा, इधर या नीचे? हाँ ठीक है, ऊपर. ठीक है,
तो वो लोग तो उसके विंग वेट के विजन में नहीं रहेंगे.
राइट.
स्टॉल के ऊपर क्या इफेक्ट आएगा?
Okay. ठीक है. To answer this question, I'll first ask all of you. ठीक है. Where have you seen this kind of conference? Fighter jets, right? Fighter jets stall होते हैं, but they make themselves go stall as well. They see when you talk about why you're using a certain type of tail configuration, it is mainly where it is used. So fighter jet uses a delta wing. उसका wing किधर आएगा? Delta wing का मतलब delta wing with a tail, ठीक है? Delta wing with a V tail. उसका wing किधर आएगा? नीचे जाएगा ना. So wing won't be affected. Secondly, it's using thrusters. It isn't using propellers. So your prop wash तो अलग ही prop wash at that high speeds. Propellers won't be able to sustain at that high speed, but actually they don't go to that speed. But even if they would theoretically, your prop wash would actually be bad for you at that point, because तभी the vortex created would be harmful to your aircraft. Anyways, this mainly is used in fighter jets. उसके aspect में, tell me, can wing wake affect it? Think of it. Can wing wake affect this? ठीक है, actually it can. just giving you a heads up, it can to certain degrees when dealing again with higher angle of attacks. Flow suppression occurs, right? Swept back wings भी use होते हैं. Swept back wings भी use होते हैं. उसका wing wake generate हो सकता है, but that is a different, like you can have a fuselage here and you can have the V-tail here. उस केस में wing wake आएगा, but the effects will again vary because these aircraft are going at such high speeds. They have great stall recovery potential. Similarly, they will have great deep stall recovery potential because they are moving at such fast speeds. They can reduce their airspeed and they can play around with it very easily. And these guys are in a, let's be honest, they are in a single manned military aircraft. So the safety isn't the main concern here. They are trained to handle these G forces. So nose dive maneuver, they are fine with it. They'll be able to pull up legit hundreds of feet just above the sky. They are dangerously skilled. I'll be honest, they are dangerously skilled pilots. So now your main skilled person is actually, skilled करेंगे, but your main skilled person needs to be your pilot, right? Because he is the one who is flying the aircraft and he needs to be trained to fly these kind of aircraft. I don't know if you're aware, but every pilot goes through a specific training. If a pilot is trained on a Boeing 737, he cannot fly a different kind of an aircraft. Exactly, it is very difficult. So that is the reason why तुम लोग अभी fleets देखोगे ना airlines के CM ही रहेंगे, Airbus रहेगा, A380 रहेगा, सबका A380, मतलब maximum aircraft will be A380 because they cannot afford simulators. They're shit expensive. These simulators cost millions of dollars, so they cannot afford to train their pilots in two kinds of aircraft and be like ये भी करो ये भी करो. That isn't something that is economical to the company. Exactly, companies need profit finally. जितना कम ट्रेनिंग तुम लोगों को चाहिए, एक टाइप ऑफ फ्लीट रख दूंगा मैं, I'll mass order it. I'll actually get it at a cheaper price. I'll buy older aircraft of the same model. But anyways, coming back to the point, think of where a tail is used and then decide what you do with it. Hold it down, man. Anyways, तो और क्या होगा? We did और क्यों use होगा? Form drag कम हुआ, lower form drag. Why else? Roll stability. हाँ ठीक है, somewhat. तो roll stability मिल सकती है, but actually when you think of it, हाँ, the moment is too less for it to be affected. But हाँ, roll stability when you talk about that, it's pretty ineffective यहाँ पर. But the main advantage of this is it has lesser control surfaces, lesser form drag, right? How is lift off? Wait, do tails generate lift? But in which direction? Tails generate lift, but their lift is actually downforce. So यहाँ पर lift effect नहीं होगा, यहाँ पर pitch control effect होगा, right? Your pitch control. See, whenever you mix two kinds of control surfaces, you lose out on certain degree of control in both of these axes. Now, the advantage that military aircraft have is why are they okay with losing some of their elevator and rudder का ये components? हाँ? Thrust and velocity है. They have crazy velocities. They can just compensate for that. उनके लिए कुछ नहीं है, the loss of like 50% of my rudders. They're fine with it. ठीक है? So that is what V-tails are. V-tails के बारे में और questions, any or doubts, any or advantages and disadvantages that you want to add into? No, exactly. If it fails, you are pretty much done. Unfortunately, but yeah, you can land an airplane even if you don't have any rudder or pitch control by using your ailerons to pitch down, but that moment isn't very effective because you will need to shift your CG very आगे, and shifting your CG midway through ठीक है static dynamic CG बाद में आएगा, but shifting your CG midway through a flight is really difficult and it cannot happen like हो गया बस, it just doesn't happen like that. So it's very difficult to land these kinds of aircraft. You need to be very well versed with how to control your thrust of the aircraft to land the plane. You will be dependent on the thrust mainly. ठीक है. So reliability is low.
रडार पे डिटेक्ट कर रहे हैं
Radar पे detect करना है.
एंगल है ना
That isn't a characteristics of a VTOL. That is a characteristics of military aircraft.
yeah but like
And they have what do you call it? Something that I don't know exactly what it's called, but it's called but it essentially just blocks out your like radar, like it blocks out all radio signal from incoming aircraft. So they have these blockers. अपने कॉलेज में भी बाय द वे वाईफाई के काफी ब्लॉकर्स लगे हैं कोई जगह यू विल फाइंड देम. ठीक है. एनीवे सो VTOL के कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स पे आते हैं. इट इज नॉट दैट रिलायबल. इफ इट फेल्स यू आर प्रीटी मच डन. अच्छा समवन कोई किसी और को एक अलग टाइप ऑफ टेल पता है? हां रुक इन्वर्टेड V. व्हाई वुड यू यूज एन इन्वर्टेड V? हो तो सकता है, but why would you use this? Radhika. Sorry, Hetvi.
I have read that VTOL is advanced coupling, but inverted wing में it is eliminated. I don't know.
Okay. What do you mean by coupling firstly?
Because of rudder interviews, the secondary effect that it lowers.
हाँ ठीक है guys, important है ये point. So if we saying that because of rudder VTOLs, the secondary effect of V configuration is that it rolls. It tends to produce a small roll, very small, but it is significant in aircraft, so it tries to roll. So that is where the adverse coupling comes in. हमने adverse yaw सीखा था, where we try to correct it using roll. Now we are using ailerons to correct it using. Now we are using ailerons to correct the coupling motion. That the small roll is being produced. Similarly, if you are using this kind of an aircraft, why will there be less adverse coupling?
I didn't understand.
Can someone try to answer this? Think of the mounting. You just think of the mounting. It's very obvious. How is this? And how is this? Now think. जब भी कपल होके रोल होगा कुछ,
पर वो मोमेंट्स कम है उसका.
हाँ. Think I कम होगा. That is there. See what she's talking about. The point is already a bit. The effective is low. The sensitivity is low. ठीक है. But उससे भी lower इसमें मिलेगा. क्यों? हाँ तो डायहाइड्रल तो क्या होगा? डायहाइड्रल स्टेबल होता है. अनहाइड्रल क्या होता है? Exactly. ये रोलिंग के लिए यूज करते हैं हम लोग. Kind of like not exactly rolling, but it मतलब when it flattens out, when your aircraft tries to roll, it will produce more kind of a roll, right? तो यही होगा when the adverse coupling happens, your adverse coupling happens, that effect won't be produced in this as significant in the opposite V's because of the fact that जब ये roll करने का try करेगा, right? This tends to roll more. So wait, where did you read this by the way? अच्छा couple of sides, ठीक है. But anyways, this will try to roll more. So it will create a more maneuverable aircraft. But what are the disadvantages of this? Like this ground clearance, right? In a military aircraft, generally you have pehle se the landing gears are pretty smaller because you need to tuck them in and you don't need that additional kind of weight. So these landing gears will be taught to you later, but ये एक बड़ा disadvantage है where the ground clearance can't be that high and in military aircraft unfortunately. So these kinds of inverted V's are actually not used in practice. They are very rare to be seen because all the advantages that you have in a V, they are just gone in the inverted V. You do not need those kinds of disadvantages where in case of a crash, your tail just goes out. Because landing takeoff ke time pe this is very susceptible. Anything that is below your main fuselage line is susceptible to breaking off because of landing and takeoff in case you go at a steeper angle or even scraping. So damage, any kind of damage susceptible is bad. ठीक है, अभी VTail देख लिया. There's something that is similar to this. हाँ? What is that? Okay, so something like this. ठीक है, before discussing this, we'll just go over U-tail. फटाफट करते हैं थोड़ा अभी. We'll be going through this थोड़ा fast. Why would you use the U-tail?
Don't tell me.
Huh?
Two tails.
Two tails.
Sorry, I mean,
You can do two vertical stabilizers.
हाँ, two vertical stabilizers. ठीक है, then what? How does two vertical stabilizers help? मेरा तो form drag बढ़ गया, मेरा weight बढ़ गया.
But these are used mainly cargo aircraft.
Exactly, the amount of rudder weight rudders that you use will be smaller in height. Secondary advantage क्या रहेगा? So इसके वजह से the form drag that जो बढ़ रहा है, it will be significant, but it won't be as much, and you will get more rudder control. This is used when you need more rudder control. और क्या advantage होगा? Stabulator is something different.
Yeah, stability.
Stability, how?
Two rudders.
तो
ज़्यादा control surfaces.
ज़्यादा control surfaces मतलब ज़्यादा form drag मतलब interference drag is there. I'll tell you another horrible disadvantage. You're placing at the extreme ends. Bending moment.
Vortex. Vortices.
Kind of, हाँ चलेगा. That is one acceptable thing. क्या फिर vortices नहीं generate होंगे. ठीक है. What happens when one rudder fails? Second वाला available है. You still do not lose out on your rudder control. So this is like a backup as well. You have more rudder control. You have backup as well. So I'll just be frank. This isn't the most used kind of an design because of the fact that you do not actually require that kind of a rudder control. Because when I explained like how do you turn, you don't just use a rudder, you use a little bit of bank. So you have that kind of a support to roll and yaw, and उसकी वजह से you do not this kind of rudder configuration, it just becomes redundant. This isn't very useful in a lot of planes, but in case if you want to reduce the area of your rudders, you go with the U-tail configuration. Or if there is something related to you don't want to mount it to the fuselage, there isn't enough space to mount it to the fuselage, you want something else to be done at the back of the aircraft, like air brakes. ठीक है? Now ठीक है, U-tail का मैंने brief में ले लिया. You can read up on this a lot more. Something similar to U-tail is an H-tail. ठीक है, clear disadvantage है बोलो. And if U-tail was redundant, इधर तो और दो added है. So you're just increasing your form drag a lot. This isn't worth it at all. In very honesty, but this might be very useful in case of I'll give you a scenario where you guys give me a scenario where this will be useful. Our planes work in air. अच्छा okay बोलो ट्राई कुछ हिंदी में ट्राई कर ओके ठीक है there are some scenarios where you might need to so essentially यहाँ पर क्या है यहाँ पर रडर पूरे एरिया में स्पैन होता है ठीक है एंड ये वाला रडर एक सिंगल रडर है so 1 and 2 you generally have these kind of circles so there are 2 rudders only but the effective rudder area can be spread out so you can have thinner rudders somewhat like I think Star Wars में तुमने देखा होगा Star Wars अगर किसी ने देखा है तो there's these circular kind of fuselages with like छोटू सा spherical edge tail पीछे like these are like spherical shaped things with circular edge tails तो उसका बस यही एडवांटेज होगा कि you can take extreme turns but again when you take extreme turns be wary कि wind सामने से आ रहा है ऐसे लोगे पूरा crosswind है so that works in the sci-fi world I'll just presume it works in the sci-fi world because it is a spherical structure उनके लिए क्रॉसविंड सेम ही है ऐसा फ्रंट सामने से आ रहा है
स्पेस में वो साधन
हाँ चल मतलब गिविंग अ रैशनल एक्सप्लेनेशन अगर वो एग्जिस्ट करते हैं पे वी अगर टॉकिंग अबाउट अ साइ-फाई फिल्म एट दिस पॉइंट
there's no wind path there
हाँ मैंने बोला हम एक theoretical we are discussing sci-fi yeah we are discussing fiction here but anyways so in a realistic scenario I personally haven't seen a lot of edge tails there do exist some but these are just redundant and not necessary because you have enough control with U tails at the in case if you do not have enough control with your T tail you have inverted T you have U tails H tails में जरूरत पड़ ही नहीं सकता है in normal scenarios and it's just bad for your form drag bad for your interference drag because यहाँ पर there are 3 points यहाँ पर there is 3 points bending moments इधर भी होंगे and इधर भी होंगे so it is just a very bad approach to take personally in terms of edge tail at least at the speeds that we move in ठीक है ठीक है वो ये वाला similar है to one concept that I'm covering and that is the Y tail config right it can either be done like this or like this why Y tail same rudder control तुम लोग को और rudder का समझो say for example you want to create this isn't a very elegant solution it is one of the I personally do not like the solution because if you just want your rudder waiters like this or like this why would you put another rudder तुम लोग कंट्रोल सर्फेस हटा के फिर से उस पर डाल रहे हो because you don't have enough yaw control but anyways this is still like somewhat of U tail के जो disadvantages है वही but mixed with V tail so it is a U plus V tail का mixed configuration with an element of T tail inverted T if you want to so इसका disadvantages बोलो very clear disadvantages फटाफट form drag next weight next extreme yaw nahi it's called redundancy so yaw can be controlled you know that right so normally what normal pilots would do they would try to yaw in these ones and then deploy this as well so तीनों use कर सकते हो but when you need to use the elevator you would use this so ऐसा मत imagine करो this is like a straight line and there are elevators there's no elevators here just imagine this so these 3 control surfaces can be deployed so it can give you a better pitch moment in case if you have a rudder मतलब अगर rudder control चाहिए and you want pure rudder and elevator भी purely चाहिए because like last time I discussed rudder waiters can be operated simultaneously थोड़ा सा एक को थोड़ा deflect किया आदित्य एक को थोड़ा deflect किया दूसरे को ज़्यादा deflect किया You get both rudder and elevator का combination. But in this case, you can operate your rudder अलग से as well. Still, it is a very redundant way to do it, but this configuration does exist. There are a lot of configurations that are redundancy based. Something else that you will come up with. Try out कर लो अभी.
The last configuration, the Y-tail, would it be tail heavy? Zyada like.
It would be tail heavy. So I'll just give you some context to work with. Generally, you do want your planes to be a bit aft CG. Aft CG means tail heavy, not towards the tail, but समझो इधर है तो and here is your actual center. You want it a bit here, like you want your tail to be a bit heavier because your propeller tries to push forward and तभी there is a downforce acting on your plane as well. So you want to pitch up. You want to be able to pitch up and fly. And if your plane is nose heavy, you won't be able to pitch up as quickly as you want, as quickly as you normally could. So generally, your CG is placed a bit aft.
So if the propeller is behind, then maybe आगे fix करना
Not exactly. So again, what is the disadvantage of a propeller being behind? Take off करेगा, propeller लगेगा. So you need to have very good clearances. So you can't just be like, oh, the propeller, I'll just take it behind. Like इतने height पे, वो take off करने का टाइम पे लगेगा, टूट जाएगा. ठीक है? So be wary of where, well, what like in case if you want to, you can do all of these configurations as well, but they are just redundant. They are just pretty much rendered ineffective maximum amount of time. उनका productivity maximum नहीं है, right? ठीक है. और कोई configuration जो तुम लोग को आ रहा है?
Double tail.
हाँ?
Double tail.
ठीक है. Dual tail is the U tail. Dual tail is U tail and there is triple tail also. ठीक है. वो redundancy again. Triple tail is X tail. What is X tail? सीधा भी उल्टा भी. Again, that redundancy. The thing that I'll be able to do is roll, but I like personally X tail isn't something that is again very used in common practice because that the sacrifice that you make is that you're adding in a lot of disadvantages in the term of form drag. There is one point of failure. There is there's interference drag. There is just redundancies in control surfaces. You don't want you want some kind of factor. So when you design a plane, you don't want redundancies. You want higher factor of safeties. Is what I mean. Normal planes पे actually 3 ही primary control surfaces होते हैं, but their factor of safeties are very high because they're designed to sustain those kinds of loads. Like लोगों को उड़ाना है and they need to reach safely to the ground. So that is where the factor of safety part comes in. और कोई tail config? हाँ?
हो गया cross वाला.
Do not just create tail configs for the sake of it.
देखा था वो self का तो.
You can make this, you can make anything you want. ऐसा एक 4 लगा दे इधर. वो ठीक है, वो सब समझा मेरे को. But my tail हो गया, we just covered. Why अभी cover क्या? हाँ, somewhat like this. Why हो गया? Inverted का why कैसे why लगा दिया? Again, this will hit your ground. हाँ? वो छोटा रहेगा. हाँ, छोटा रहेगा. But why? Again, why? The question when it is a configuration. I'm not saying it's not a configuration. Why would you do this? You have your rudder waiters. You're again dependent on the rudder. ठीक है. The worst case scenario is that your rudders fail. Your rudder waiters fail. You have some rudder control. You have your elevator control to wing को थोड़ा दे सकता है. No, you can't pitch down exactly, but you can slow down the plane to go slower and move downwards. Decrease your angle of attack. But still, a wide tail is something that is again not very commonly seen because of your redundancy factor. You just increase your form drag. ठीक है? अच्छा तो कुछ 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 बोलना है और इसके ऊपर देखो अरे यार पक्का बोल दे बोलना है तो ठीक है और कोई टेल्स
डबल टेल
कितना इम्पोर्टेंट है ये वाला ठीक है let's go on to booms so doesn't even know what a boom is मैंने think ये समझा था what is a boom ये मेरा फ्यूजलाज है ये मेरा फ्यूजलाज है मैंने जैसे एक बूम निकाल दिया I'll attach my tail here मतलब ऐसा आएगा वो tail ऐसे फ्रंट में देखा तो you can have it like this you can have it like this you can have it in all kinds of configurations again why would you choose a boom tail
short fuselage
but short fuselage हाँ मैं पीछे इंजन प्लेस करूंगा शॉर्ट फ्यूजलाज में जगह ही नहीं है पीछे किधर टेल पे फ्यूजलाज के पीछे इंजन यहाँ पर ओके थ्रस्टर्स यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट ठीक है थ्रस्टर्स इज फाइन हाँ but generally you can do that is a good advantage but then again thrusters का सब like all of that is a good advantage but उसका कुछ और बोल मेरे को give me some more data to work with why would I place my thrusters on my engine here prop wash slash air हवा का जो अच्छा चीज आएगा वो whatever but one thing is कि where will the air intake be so इधर से you'll drag in the air from here
fighter jets तो nose पे रहता
like हाँ ठीक है like kind of like brake ducts in F1 cars you have brake ducts to like channel the airflow towards components that you want so सामने से air लो पीछे डाल दो fair enough but what if I told you there are teams in our competition that do the same thing they use booms and I'm talking about winning teams ठीक है there's winning teams that do this in a propeller based aircraft अभी ये मत बोलना propeller पीछे लगाने वाला हवा नहीं आती उधर क्या
maybe their wings are a bit longer
CG के
and then movement ज़्यादा दूर रहता
not totally related you can have a smaller CG you can have a smaller wingspan के टीम से भी क्या हाँ
to increase the movement
exactly one good advantage is कि तू अपना okay so this is another term that I'm just introducing it to you fuse वाले सिखाएंगे there's something called as the tail moment arm TMA and that is the distance from your that just consider it as a distance from your tail ka end to somewhere you can search this up you'll impress the fuse guys थोड़ा lecture में तो बोलना बात मैंने सिखा दिया but ठीक है so right your moment can be increased क्योंकि तू boom use कर रहा है but then again तेरे पास अभी fuselage नहीं है तो क्या होगा airflow का there is no air here there is a huge pocket of air drag बढ़ेगा right so that is why whenever you design boom aircrafts you design it in an aerodynamic way but give it enough space to be mounted so that it just doesn't break off or you can extend this boom इधर तक so ठीक है boom का one main advantage I will just tell it to you अभी it reduces your weight because since you can just run a boom through your aircraft ये वाला फ्यूजलाज का जो वेट है ट्रसेस में ऐड होता है मोनोकोक के मटेरियल्स में ऐड होता है व्हाटएवर इट इज दैट गेट्स रिड्यूस्ड राइट दैट इज वन मेन एडवांटेज ऑफ योर हैविंग अ बूम ठीक है और टेल मी व्हाई शुड यू यूज अ बूम और व्हाई यू शुडंट यूज अ बूम गिव मी वन मोर रीजन चलो ये भी है देयर इज आल्सो अ ड्यूअल बूम एयरक्राफ्ट लाइक ये टॉप व्यू है अभी हां टॉप व्यू में बात कर रहा हूं Why do you think we would use a boom aircraft? Why else? Hmm? Hmm? So yeah, one thing that Ryan mentioned was moment. You can get good amount of moment and just increase it. Like you don't have to design a fuse to become like this size. You just have it at a smaller size, attach a boom, change your TMA. Right? You don't have to redesign it because fuselages are difficult to design. You can't just break off other and design a new one. You can just make a longer boom. उसको तोड़ना पड़ेगा obviously, but you can make a longer boom, and it doesn't take a lot of materials. Stick rolling inside से. इसका एक disadvantage बोलो, easy एकदम.
Not enough space for keeping the payload.
For keeping the
Payload.
ठीक है. Not enough space for keeping the payload, so it can't carry high enough payload.
Structure का issue.
क्या structure का issue होगा?
Like moment ज़्यादा bend हो रहा है, and then it's all connected by like that one. Like just connected very thinly.
Kind of, but you can use premium grade materials. You can use titanium. You can use any kind of material that you want. So, हाँ ठीक है, but that is somewhat true. So all the structural weight and everything lies on this boom. This boom is a point of failure again. So it isn't connected to your main body per se, but that is connected to your main body, and either movements that occur can affect in bending movements here. These bending movements can affect here, the main fuselage of body. One important thing, guys, very important. Socho, it isn't related to the sessions that I taught अभी. Future session में आएगा, but तुमने बहुत mention किया था बीच में. Landing gears कैसे place करोगे? You will be able to place it. You just won't be able to place it in this area. You will have to place it in this area. So you're restricted to the amount of landing gear configurations that you have. So having that flexibility can sometimes hamper an aircraft. Again, ये सब few session में landing gears के regarding. But these are two of these. These are two of the boom-mounted aircrafts and single-boom aircraft. You feel free to do research on these specifically. There's one more thing in this. Like I'll just show you two more special designs. Acha, any doubts with these kinds of configurations? Any doubts? ठीक है. This is called as a ringtail design. So it's essentially just a big fan at the end. It's a pusher aircraft. Pushes air out, generates thrust. आगे जाता है. मतलब just instead of having like a normal kind of conventional design, this is what happens. There is also two types of canard tail configurations. Instead of having tails, you have canards. Canards were taught to you. CANARDS. Yes, canards में भी दो configurations होते हैं. एक होता है conventional and एक होता है lifting tail. You can search these up if feel free to search these up. These aren't used a lot in practice because canards aren't very they aren't very conventional per se. You would rather manufacture a aircraft and have something at your back because it's easier to control than having everything at your front. There's a lot of disadvantages to having canards, but there are advantages as well. So canards वाला भी सोच लो. These are just aircraft designs that we personally won't be using. तो वो मतलब use कर सकते हो if you can come up with something very amazing and very great. So feel free to do your research regarding all of these types. आराम से देखो, go back home, revise on these. Feel free to ask any doubts and हाँ ठीक है. There is also something which is like a tailless design. So क्या होता है delta में sometimes the wings itself can be placed ऐसा, like ऐसा. So जो elevons होंगे ना वो elevons ही ऐसे रहेंगे. तो अभी इसमें रडर कंट्रोल कैसे मिलेगा?
छोटा फिन रहता है ना with that.
There's a small fin, but there do exist tailless delta configurations. There do even exist some configurations that look like this. So these all come into types of wing configurations. Tail configurations में नहीं आते हैं, but these are some special designs that we don't look into that much, but they can be fruitful at some points. हाँ? B2 bomber. Perfect. ठीक है. और तो I'll end this session अभी. बाकी का session will be taken by Tanmay. ठीक है? कुछ और doubts इसके रिगार्डिंग? कुछ क्लियर नहीं होगा, you again feel free to post your doubts. कुछ concept ऐसा लग रहा है was wrong, what that you think was wrong or something, feel free to post. Discuss करो, but just be wary कि this topic, we do not use a lot of tail configurations generally. So feel free to explore in this, research more about it because हम लोग को कभी फायदे में आ सकता है. When you're going to have practical experience of things, you're going to see कि oh the pilot is saying rudder control ज़्यादा नहीं है, so maybe we can try out a U-tail design. But U-tail design में also there will be multiple things कि like अभी मेरा main rudder इतना बड़ा है, तो इतना क्यों use करो, मतलब those things will come into hand कि इतना छोटा use करो या इतना use करो, rudder area कितना रखना है. So all of these things will need to be intuitive, more the practical use that you will have. So just be very wary of your tail configurations or wing configurations, everything that you have. ठीक है? Okay then, I am done for the day.